Well, Bob, as we mentioned, some people still without power, not necessarily in our area, more in Tallahassee, but there may be still a few lingering in our area.
It's amazing too. Just a hurricane Category 1 did a lot of damage here in Florida and along the West Coast, and was pretty much right on target. We had said 1 to 3 foot storm surge. We had 2-foot storm surge. On top of that, about 3 to 7 inches of rain with some isolated areas up past 10. We got that too, and also winds, tropical storm force on the low end. We got that at the airport. I'll tell you, one area that got a lot of rainfall was Anna Maria Island. They got the most looking back, and from about August 30th through September 2nd, they actually got 12.37 inches of rainfall. Over a foot of rain fell there, and that's one of the areas that was hardest hit by the flooding as a result of that heavy rainfall, with none of that water able to go out because all the waves were just kind of moving all the water into the bay and in around that island. So heavy rainfall there. The airport saw nearly 10 inches. It was 9.36 inches of rain, and the airport had a wind gust up to 54 miles an hour. Sustained wind at one point at 40 miles an hour, just above tropical storm force strength. So that was a pretty big storm. For us now, not many storms out there. Some light rain falling across parts of South Sarasota County right now. You can see that activity near Port Charlotte and Punta Gorda pushing to the southwest. They're moving pretty quickly, so we're not seeing a lot of accumulation. Yesterday, we saw a lot right here into Northport and Port Charlotte. Some places seeing 6 inches of rainfall with showers and storms that didn't move at all, but these are moving pretty good, so we're not going to see that happen today. One lone shower near El Jobin. A few showers along the Manatee River right now, and also near Sarasota, 780 Fruitville, pushing off to the west. We had some rainfall at Longboat Key and near Anna Maria Island. There's that bullseye yesterday. Right there in South Sarasota and also into Charlotte County where the flooding was a problem. Speaking of flooding, there are some flood warnings out along the Peace River all the way from south portions of DeSoto County up through Wauchula. That actually about a foot above flood stage there, and that continues to rise in some areas. And then we have Myakka River at the Myakka State Park, still some minor flooding taking place right there. Well, 91 degrees right now, a lot of dry air around, so not many storms, and the dew point 71, which is fairly low. We have an east wind at 11. The pressure is on the rise at 30.09 inches. The high today was above average once again, 92 degrees. This morning's low 1 degree above the average of 75. And for the year now, because of that record amount of rainfall, we're above average at the airport. We had been about 4 inches below it, and now we're at 2.02 inches of rain. 83 in Jacksonville, it's 86 in Orlando now, 77 in Miami, and temperatures in the upper 80s to mid 80s inland areas, still into the low 90s in Cortez, Sarasota, and Bradenton. 91 degrees there. The water temperature has cooled now to 83 degrees. Well, in the tropics, we are watching this area, but the Hurricane Center not too concerned now with it. They were a little bit more so yesterday, but we'll watch it closely. It's moving over the mountains here, so it's getting broken up somewhat. I think we'll deal with some of the moisture as it heads off to the northwest. We don't think it's going to be a repeat performance of what we saw with Hermine. Now, Ian is up next, and it looks like this will be it. It is a tropical disturbance right now, 70% chance of it developing. Even if it were to develop, it looks like most of the models take it off into the open waters of the Atlantic, just where we like to see them. Well, there's a next storm up, Ian. We've had 8 so far, and if we follow the forecast, we should get to about Lisa, and then it should be over. However, the hurricane season, we're entering into the peak in September, usually a very big month. June, July, and August, we don't see much happening there, but by the time we get to mid-September and early September, that's when our peak happens there. As far as the water vapor, it's dry now in place, and a lot of dry air in place means fewer storms around, but that moisture will slowly start to work its way back northward. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast. For boaters, we'll start off with east winds. They'll turn to the north. A little bit breezy in the morning, subsiding somewhat in the afternoon. High tide will be at, actually high UV index will be at 10 tomorrow, so lit up in the sunscreen. Isolated showers, 72 for a low, and mostly fair tomorrow. Just a few isolated afternoon storms, maybe a little bit more than we saw today, and the extended forecast calling for increasing chances for rain as we push toward the weekend.